episode of Afro Scientific Spirituality. My name is Remains of the West, reaching you live and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time watching me, you are highly welcome. This is the place where I separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I'll be talking about the topic of trance, how to induce trance in people or in yourself, how to go into a state of trance, and what is trance. These are the things that I want us to talk about today. And it's a very important aspect of African spirituality because we use this state of trance to go into the inner consciousness of the individual or into people with the aim of getting a deeper understanding of a person or trying to change a situation or a behavior or try to manifest some things that we like to see in our lives or in the life of people in general. So trance is very important because it is something that takes you from the conscious mind to the unconscious mind or subterranean levels of the mind. Okay, it's something that we use to go deep into the human consciousness, the human psychic, to do so many work, as in shadow work, which involve but not limited to correcting past issues like traumas or situations that have happened to somebody before in their earlier life. We can go back in time with the power of trance to correct those kind of problems, those kind of issues, or we can go back in time using trance to unearth things that we issues that we have or information that we have forgotten. We can use trance for so many things. We can also use it to communicate with um, deities or spirits or ancestors that are connected to us in one way or the other. People use trance for a lot of things. In the medical field, they use it by way of hypnosis to place somebody inside a situation whereby they can be able to address certain issues regarding their innermost state of mind, or they can be able to get information from those people. These are informations that they have consciously forgotten or they have compartmentalized in the past. So in African spirituality, we use trance also for these purposes and to connect with our deities, divinities, and to rediscover ourselves. Okay, there are different modes or different levels of trance. In this video, I'll be talking about 7 ways that they use to go into trance in African spirituality. And when we say trance, what do we mean by definition? It's a state of semi-consciousness in which a person is not that self-aware of their physical environment, but they're very fully aware of what is going on inside them. Okay, so it's this situation that we aim to achieve. One easy way that you can use to put people into trance or anybody into trance is through the medium of music. Music is a very important medium for going into trance. Music are simply sound vibrations, okay, composition of various melodic or sound vibrations that can take or lift the consciousness of somebody into any state that it resonates with. So we can use music to affect the mood of people. You can use to make people feel happy. You can make them to feel sad. You can make them to feel any way you want them to feel by exposing them to those very sound vibrations, because the vibrations, they affect the harmony of the mind of that inanimate aspect of us we call spirits. And it also affects the emotions. When we say spirits, the spiritual aspect of a human being or the spiritual aspect of life, this is those things that are not tangible, the spirit world, or concepts that affect us, but we cannot hold them physically the way I'm holding this pen. Things like love, happiness, hate, anger, pride, hope, or this kind of abstract terms. They are, we call them spirit terms or articles or attributes of the spiritual world, because we can't see them physically, but we know that they are there. They affect the physical aspect of you, but you can't see them, you can't hold them. Anger, hate, pain, jealousy, grief, sorrow, misery, all these are spiritual concepts, but you see the effects on them on the life of people. We can use music to change the behavior of people. Okay, this is very, very important because it affects your emotion and it directly affects your behavior. So the kind of music that you put out there, that people sing, we determine the kind of behavior you want for them. That's why you see the people that are controlling this world, the enemies, or the people that don't want development or humanity to be at peace. They always try to bring songs with negative vibrations, negative lyrics, songs that appeal to the lower aspects of humanity, survival instincts, where they sing about, especially most of these our gangster raps, they sing about and killing people, taking drugs, doing sort of bad things, or general misbehavior. When people listen to this kind of rap music, it poisons their spirit, it influences their behavior, it normalizes absurdities. This kind of things, when you play this kind of songs in the airways, you are trying to control people's behavior by putting them into a kind of trance, that when they listen to this music, they absorb this music into them. They keep repeating the lyrics unconsciously. It affects their behavior, especially those of young people or people that are not so balanced in life. They are not yet mature, that adolescent people. You can use music to influence the behavior of a whole generation if you know what you are doing. So the kind of music we listen to matters a lot. Music can be used to control people's behavior. It can be used to put people into trance or be behaving in a certain way, and they will not just understand why they are behaving like that. It is the music, but they will think it's normal. It is not normal. So the kind of music people listen to matters. So as an adult, you should be conscious the kind of music you allow your children to listen to, the kind of music they play in the air, the kind of movies they watch, the kind of vibrations that this emanates is what you should be after. Okay, that way can be used to program the person's behavior against their will. So music is a very, very powerful medium of putting people into trance. In African spirituality, we use music before any kind of ceremony. There's always singing, dancing, prayer, giving glory to the deities or praising the deities or the ancestors. So you do this kind of things. This essence is to draw the spirit closer to you, to draw them into your state of mind, to draw them into that very place when you are doing all these things. So music is a very powerful way to program people. They also do this in Christianity. Christians do this a lot. When you go to church, what is the first thing they pray? They call this praise and worship. The essence is to draw people into the consciousness of their deity, even if it's an evil, demonic, misogynistic, psychopathic, deranged maniac they are calling God, a jealous pervert that does not forgive. Even when they do all these things, when they play these songs, people don't see their God as evil anymore. Okay, they use it to make people to feel good or hypnotize people. They do this a lot in Christianity. So a lot of religion do this. Music is a very, very powerful way to get yourself into trance. So you can use this medium. People also use another medium people use is drumming. Playing of drums of different pitch can get you into trance as well of the deity. And dancing displays different kind of acrobatic and when you see people dancing some in public, it can place you into trance very easily. You don't need to do anything, just watch somebody dance, especially women. They kind of do this in a way whereby they place these things in where everybody can see it. By you going and watching this masquerade or watching this people doing this dancing, it aims to put you into trance. As you are watching them, it triggers the various aspects of your mind or your consciousness that you may not even know that they are there. It will bring them up to the forefront, and you can affect people in different ways. You can use dance to change people's behavior, to even control people, to manipulate people's behavior, or to put people into trance. It is another simple aspect that people do in African spirituality. We have different kind of cultural dance that takes place. That when people see these dances, takes them to exactly where you want them to go. Okay, it elevates their consciousness. It's opened gateways whereby they can easily connect with the deity or with a certain principle by just imagining or thinking about that event, or their mind will travel to that very place instantly. Okay, so you can use it to open gateways too for going into trance states. They do this a lot in various indigenous spiritual practices. It's also a powerful gateway for going into trance. Another gateway, number three, for putting people into trance is the use of psycho active drugs or psychedelic. I will not want to call them drugs. I would like to call it herbs, because when you use that word, it's a derogative term that have a lot of negative connotations. This is the use of psycho or hallucinogenic substances that can have effects on the mind of people to relax the synapses in the mind, or to activate what we call the pineal gland or the pituitary gland. Those two glands that is responsible for the determine the states of consciousness in the brain of an individual. So we have a psychoactive substance. For instance, a very popular one is tobacco. Tobacco, nicotinamide tobacco can get somebody into trance. In our ceremonies, I have talked about this before in my videos. Normally, when we do this African spirituality ceremonies, there will be burning tobacco leaves nearby. The essence of this is to get people's mind into a state of a semi-trance. Okay, so, and it's also bring this purification effect to chase away negative entities. So tobacco leaf is very very good for that. And there's this one people take, the grand tobacco powder. They call it snuff or itaba. It also gets people into a state of trance as well. Also, smoking cigarette, which I will not advise, can do that. Then the one they call them marijuana or weed, which is legal in a lot of countries. It can also get people into trance very, very easily. Okay, organic, real one, not the fake stuff that they are selling all over the place now, not those synthetic stuff. If you can get original one, it is fine. It is used in some aspect of African spirituality to get people into trance, whereby they can be able to communicate with the spirits, or with deities, or with their ancestors. Very, very easy way. You just take the herb and it takes you there. There people have used weeds. They have LSD. Uh, they have mushrooms. We have different kind of herbs that you can use: ayahuasca, igbogen, so many of them. You can even, to a certain extent, make use of neem bark for getting you into trance. When you burn the leaves, you inhale the vapors, it can get you into trance. You can also use moonflower to also get you into trance. There are many herbs that you can use. You can find them in botanicals. You can find them all over the world for getting you into trance. When you take these herbs, these mushrooms, it relaxes the mind and open gateways inside that your spirit can easily come outside and make contact with the spirit of other essence, can make contact with the spirit of the plants, spirits of the air, water, earth. It's like a spirit connection, a kind of information superhighway that is there that you don't know exists. So this helps we open that gateway so your spirit can communicate with other spirits around, or with specific ones. These are things that are placed in nature. It's not me that created all these things before. Some people will start looking at me with bad eye. So in African spirituality, you can use a psychoactive substance, hallucinogenic substance, to connect, to go into trance very, very easily. Tobacco is there, marijuana is there, LSD, mushrooms. and some other aspects, some other stuff. You can do your research on them. There are lots of things that can easily get you into trance. When you use this, you combine them in a ceremonial setting to certain deities, and you do this, you're going to have a very, very powerful experience, if not direct contact with the deities or with your ancestors. So we use a variety of this, so in accordance with the ceremonial rites, and you get the specific results. Okay, it's a very powerful combination. When you do it like this, try to get some of this substance with your music and your drums, and coupled with the dance, it opens many gateways into different dimensions or unexplored dimensions of trance. And you're going to find this a lot in the practice of African spirituality. It is very, very normal. Okay. Then another way again for getting into trance easily, this is number 4. This one is quite popular. I talk about this one every day. This one is simply using the beat for meditation. Okay. This one you meditate. You get your meditation beats and the name of the deity you want to make contact with, and you keep meditating beat by beat, beat by beat. These are your typical 108 beats that we use for meditation. Okay, we use the 108 because it's a sacred number, and the 108 is when you this number that connects the sun and the moon and the earth together. Okay, so it's a sacred number that we use, and we recite the mantra or the name of the deity over and over and over and over and over until you fall into trance. For this one, it's very practical. You don't need any psychoactive substance, or you can also combine it if you want to try. It involves you calling the names of the deities or saying a mantra to make contact with that deity. When you do this often time enough, you draw that deity will come into your consciousness, and you can actually hear or get communication. You can actually contact the deities and or your ancestors. So this one is very, very easy to do. So this is the reason we use all these meditation beats. You always see me talking about. It's a way to program your mind, program your consciousness, and to get into trance. Okay, so the essence is to do this every day, at least one rotation. If you have more time, you can do at least 2 or 3 rotations. It's fine of this. When you do it for a month, you can easily drop your mind into trance, and you can get communications from different deities, and it helps you to focus, especially before you do a ritual or spell casting. Normally I do these things before I do any kind of ritualistic spell casting work, so it gets my mind, my frame of mind, exactly in the place that I want it to be, takes away any distractions, and I just focus. In fact, before I even complete the spell, I already see it happening, I already see it manifesting. Then I just do the physical symbolic work to physicalize or finalize everything. So this is very, very important. Anybody that want to be a spiritualist, a mystic, you want to go deeper, you want to get control over your mind, this you must learn how to use this stuff. Okay, the world is all about programming the consciousness of everybody. You see, everything seems to be dragging your attention, from the government to religious body to advertisement to TV shows. Everybody is trying to put out their own vibration to get control or get a piece of your mind, get a piece of your attention. You as an individual, you need to protect your mind. You need to also put out your own ideas, put out your own dreams, wishes, and aspirations into the world. So you need to learn how to program your mind with this. If you don't program your mind, somebody will program it for you. This is the way it works. So you must learn how to get greater control of your mind and your spirit and your soul, of course, so that you don't get easily swayed by things you see. These impulse shoppers, impulse buyer, or people that just do things on impulse because they have little self-control. They have no control of their mind. Anybody can just break in and manipulate them at any time. So this will help you make your mind strong, help you put out your vibrations or your energetic frequency or signature into this world as well. So I highly recommend this meditation beats, and I use it all the time. And This is the way it is. I also sell it too. If you want to buy, I sell them. Very, very important stuff. So this is another way to get into trance very, very easily. Then another way again is deep relaxation. This is another way that we can say it's another form of meditation. When you relax your mind totally, this time you don't need to chant or to use beads or listen to any. You just relax in a quiet place, mostly in a dark room or with a candle, and you try to stop thinking. We call it dropping of the mind. You can practice this. It can also get you into trance where you just relax in a quiet environment, total darkness, still there for as much as you can, and you can rest. As you do this often, you can start making contact with things that you don't know were there before, that have always been there, aspect of you that have always been there, or spirits that have been with you that you don't listen to, you don't know because of the distractions of the physical world. When you take time out to quiet your mind from time to time, or you go into nature to spend time alone, you will start hearing those voices or hearing from those other aspects of you. Let me put it like this. Okay, so deep relaxation, deep meditation, going into the void, spending time in the void is a way to also get you into trance. These are very easy things that you can do to get you into trance. Then number 6, of course, is reading. Reading of books. Yes, I need to say. Reading of books, conscious materials, books that talk about humanity, talk about nature, sacred books, spiritual books, scientific books, any kind of book. Can even be a mere story book, books on wisdom, philosophy. Good books is a way of getting into trance. When you read, as you are reading the words, you are kind of traveling. You are kind of becoming part of that material. And you find out that as you are reading what is inside you, your mind, your first eye or your third eye will be visualizing all you are reading in that book. It's like you are transporting yourself into that very place, or into the mind or the consciousness of the author or the surrounding environment in that book you are reading. So reading is another form of meditation, and it's something that can take you into trance very easily without you even know. So reading is very, very important. You must read, especially when you study African spirituality. You must learn how to cultivate that habit. It's not every time we sit, light candle, and sit down. There are times where you have to read books that will open various gateways or take your mind. When you read history books that take your mind into that very point, it's easy for you to travel with the mind. Reading is another form that can take you into astral travel and take you any part of to that very point of the where the information is coming from. So reading is a form of meditation. It's a form of going into trance. Very, very important. So I always encourage reading. I have learned a lot of things from reading books. Okay, when you read books, you read different kind of books, especially good books. It expands your mind, expands your consciousness. It gives you ability to see into the future, to know. The more knowledge you have, the more power you have. Okay, the more your ability and your capacity to build a better tomorrow or to build a better life for yourself. So reading should not be underestimated. You need to read the right kind of books, not books that are poisonous or pornographic materials or senseless, meaningless gossip that is not taking you anywhere. Read quality information. Fill your mind with this kind of information. It can easily take you into trance state. You can just travel. When you say people travel with the mind unconsciously, daydreaming, when people go into deep daydreaming, their mind have traveled or they have gone into a kind of mind form of trance. All this is very, very important. So please do not underestimate the power of reading. Do not underestimate power of reading. Very, very important, simple way to get people into trance. So if you want to help people, you buy them quality books. Reading the right books will change the mind of the person or the child or even yourself. Okay. Then number 7, which is the advanced form of going into trance. This one is the use of possession. When a deity or a spirit possess the human body, it can easily get you into trance. Now, when you've been into African spirituality, you will get to a point whereby you'll be making contact with different spirits. These are spirits that exist outside the human form. Some people call them deities. Some people might even call some of them aliens. But we have life forms that are immaterial, i.e., our ancestors, our elemental spirits, spirits of nature, spirits from the jungle, of the air. We have a lot of them in African spirituality. What will make examples like Ogun, Shango, Oshun, Aziza, Osinye, all these principles, they are entities that exist outside the human form. So when you begin to cultivate a kind of a working interaction with these deities, you can sometimes some of these deities will manifest in the inside the body of the human, and it can easily go into trance. When you have this kind of connections with these deities, it can put the person into trance, so you can hear from the deity, or you can also be able to see other deities and make contact with them. Some people are born with this kind of gift naturally, and some also cultivate it in their physical lifestyle. So we have people like this that you will find in African spirituality that easily go into trance states due to the fact that they have very close contact or pacts with different deities, and they can hear from the spirit. The spirit can tell them things that is going on, that is happening, and just like that, they already have this working relationship with the deities, or they are very close to their ancestors, and they always have direct communication with their ancestors. So most times they'll get into trance easily, and the spirit just tell them things, or they just get information that they want. Or some people can also be very, very advanced, that they can astral travel in real time to get information from or wherever they are getting it from. Okay, this is a way people can get into trance as well. You will find all this and a lot more in African spirituality. Okay, so possession is another way to go into trance. Okay, making pacts with deities, with spirits, can also give person that ability to also go into trance as well. Okay, so these are the 7 ways that you can easily go into trance in African spirituality. I have talked about trance a lot in previous videos, especially how to use meditation, which is the most easiest and commonest one to go into trance. Then people that like to explore further, if you are in a country where marijuana is legal, you can use it to go into trance very easily. Mushrooms, all those kind of things, ayahuasca, if they are legal in your country, or you can get access, you can easily use this plant-based. They are even faster for going into trance. You use them in your ceremony or your ritualistic settings. You go into trance very, very fast, and you record your experience and whatever. I see a lot of musicians that use these methods, especially this psychoactive and psychedelic method. They use it to get inspiration for their movies, for their artists. A lot of creative people, they use these methods for going into trance to get inspiration of what they can bring to manifest in this physical world. So you can also do this too, or you can read books. Me, I read a lot of books too to get me into trance, to do the things that I do. I also do a lot of meditation, and I listen to a lot of music. All this gets me into trance as well very easily. I'm somebody that is very sensitive to energy, so I regulate the kind of things that I expose myself to, so that I don't get overwhelmed, or I don't get corrupted. So all these things you need to know. There are simple ways, 7 powerful simple ways that you can get into trance easily in this video that I just outlined for you. Okay, so this is what I have to say today on this topic. Questions or comments are welcome. Please like and share this video, subscribe to the channel, and after you subscribe, make sure that you hit the all notification sign, so that anytime I bring videos, you will get the notification in your phone or on your computer or even on your email. Then after you do that, please try to also bookmark the channel. When I post an article, do video, anything I do, you get notification on it, so that you can be following up and catching up on the latest gist or what is going on, the latest update in African spirituality. Okay, so I thank you very much for watching. And of course, if you have not gotten my book, this book or Quantum Physics and African Spirituality, my first book, this book can easily get you into trance. This book have exposed so many things for a lot of people that want to know about origin of Christianity, this topic, origin of quantum physics from African spirituality, what it entails. It will take you there. As you are reading this book, your mind will be, spirit will be lifted, will be transported to that very point in time. You will actually see, witness what is going on. I placed a lot of physical evidence, etymological evidence that nobody can argue with in this book. So this book can get you, it will expand your consciousness to unlimited horizons, and it will take you to the place that you need to be. Okay, so it's a powerful way of getting into trance as well. All those knowledge that they have been hiding, secrets of the universe that people don't want you to know, you will know it by reading this book. Okay, so please get your copy if you have not gotten your copy yet. Then this other one, Walking in the Shadow of the Gods, over 200 spells a year. This will teach you how to do spells the way African people do spells, how to mix compounds, how to do many things. In African spirituality, there's spells for treating various illnesses, spell for love or protection or prosperity. Different things is here. So please get your copy. Very powerful book. It will increase your capacity in no small way. Then, of course, if you want to make contact with our African Kemetic deities, this book is very, very important. I wrote this book for people that want to make contact with our primal Kemetic deities. You want to know how they are, their characteristics. You want to bring them into your consciousness. This book will take you there. It will get you into the states that you need to be. You just need to open your mind, and you read the book. Just by reading it alone takes you to that ancient Kemetic time. You will see yourself in that time, see yourself doing things, and it will take you to the words of the ancestors, to the world of Amenti, the spirit world. And you go there, do your rituals, you balance your scale. It's a gateway into the ancient world, ancient wisdom for today. Okay, you don't need to fly to Egypt or come to Africa. Just read the book and get the knowledge. Empower yourself. Then, of course, if you want your meditation beads, I sell them, and a lot of other items, jewelries, all the things we need for African spirituality, herbs, ointment, soaps, and a lot more. If you also want to do your oracle tarot divination, I do it as well. Then if you want to learn African spirituality, I still teach it. I have a 6 months program where I teach it from the history to the science to the metaphysics to the hardcore spirituality. You can learn all those things on this channel as well. Then apart from that, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace.